Welcome back everyone, Zaf here. For today's video, we are covering the new update in Legend of Slime. The Christmas events are in full motion, so let's see what they have in store for us. If we go to our App Store, we can see that the new update is available. We are now on version 2.5.0. There is new content added, a new slime, Rudolph and Kados. Kados, I'm not sure what the pronunciation is, but we'll figure that out shortly. We have a Christmas event and dungeon collection events as usual, and the new Christmas League is in motion. Also, a feature improvement I do like here is that with astrology, we can now preview the effects even if we don't have the astrology constellation complete. That means we can see what the bonuses are, which is a much needed quality of life improvement. And as usual, there are some various bug fixes here, but we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to jump in the game and see what the new slimes are like. And as usual, be sure to drop down your referral code for Lovecat if you have yet to unlock them. That way your codes do get used. And if you are subscribed to the channel, I'll be sure to pin your comment. That way everyone does see your code. And again, we are almost at the 25,000 subscriber mark. Once we do reach that milestone, I'll be sure to do a very juicy giveaway for everyone, so be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for that. And don't forget, we do have that daily login event going on. I'd say the rewards aren't too bad. I think the fork bonus is for those early game players, since 100,000 forks is literally nothing. But overall, the rewards aren't too bad. The dungeon keys are a nice touch. We do get a few slime tiers, but really, 15 isn't that much. And the rest of the rewards are fairly standard. We do have some hearts, some toy enhancement materials, but overall, nothing to really go crazy over. Let's jump into the new slime, see what is going to be released. And thankfully, everyone, we do have a new free-to-play slime. I'm assuming this will be unlocked through the Christmas League, so I guess the devs really like their rabbits or bunnies. We have Moon Rabbit and we have Bunny as well, so a theme going on there. And looking at the slime skill real quick, Keto says roll down a snowball every 11 seconds to wipe out the humans. The snowball deals 500 to 1500% of attack damage depending on the distance rolled. That is fairly standard to what we're used to. I don't believe their slime skill is relatively strong, so it's likely that they won't be breaking the free-to-play damage charts, but nonetheless, we always do appreciate a free slime. Their own effect bonuses apply attack and skill damage, a very nice touch. And don't forget all the free promotion damage we get from our slimes. Now, jumping in and looking at Rudolph, we can see the skill effect. Santa rushes his sleigh every 9 seconds, dealing 5,000% of total companion attack and increasing critical damage by 50% for 5 seconds. I do believe that 50% critical damage bonus results in a 50% increase in damage. I could be wrong, but I'm assuming that's how it works. And as for the slime skill itself, 5,000% is quite nice. I'm not sure how that would fare against Minor, since we do get that astrology bonus, but I do think Rudolph is now a definite contender for a top tier spot. Allie is one of our new stronger slimes, and their effect is relatively on par, considering we do get that 50% critical damage bonus, so we just have to wait for them to be released. Thankfully, I will have an early preview coming up this weekend most likely, so stay tuned for that. And looking at the own effect bonuses, we do get attack and critical damage, which are always the nicer bonuses to get from our slimes, especially when they are pay to win. And jumping into the daily store, the new slime and the Christmas event haven't been added just yet, so we'll have to wait for that, so do stay tuned to unlock your new free slime. Now, I do believe that was everything for today's update. Just jumping back to the update notes, we do have a more detailed event log here. The new slime Rudolph will be released on the 18th, and it does look like Ketos will be unlocked using the Christmas League. That will be on the 9th of December in UTC time, so do stay tuned for that. And taking a quick look at astrology, we can see that they did change the user interface very briefly, but it does look better now. Allowing players to see what they're building up towards is a very big help. And am I the only one that's no longer really collecting their loot on time? I keep forgetting to do this. It's probably been days since I've collected this. Having my treasures all at level 100 for the longest time now has been a bit ridiculous. I really wish they would revamp this system. You can see at the top our loot is in the C range now, even with our gold loot. So this is a long-awaited update that the developers really do need to implement. Other than that, I am hoping for some other changes as well. The same goes for relics and slimes. As you can see, we do have 4,128 slime tiers right now. There hasn't really been a use for them in the longest time. I do know with the release of these slimes that number will go down a bit, but really, when we have an excess of thousands of slime tiers, it just means the game is failing to provide content, since having excess resources is always a bad sign. But I do hope that future updates will be less pay to win. Our last few updates, such as talismans and the new magic items, are all pay to win resource dependent. I've said it before and I'll say it again, we really need a nice little grind in this game. Something that just can't be bought by swiping your credit cards. But yeah, that was basically it for today's update. I'm curious what our stage is going to be at now. I haven't pushed in a little while, so let's just quickly jump in and see where we land. Right now, in terms of stages, we're on Extreme 2, Stage 8-2, and even with our snail slime, slowing the stage boss as much as possible, we neither have enough damage to beat them, including not having enough HP, which is a very sad sight to see. But once we do get enough damage, I will be using our HP trick to survive longer, so hopefully that'll net us closer to the Extreme 3 stage, but really right now there's no rush. I only do go for stages when the next stage is in sight, that being Merciless, which is after Extreme, so I am excited to reach that. I feel like we've been in Extreme for far too long, and after Merciless we only have 3 stages. We have King-like, Godlike, and True Slime, so I really wonder what the devs are going to do. With every update we do gain close to 100 stages, so it's only a matter of time until we reach there. So I wonder if a prestige system is due. I wonder how everyone would react to that. I do feel like prestige systems aren't too bad, and I was wondering why our damage was actually so low. It turns out I had the wrong flask equipped. As you saw there, we lost close to 10 times our damage. So let's see how far we can actually push now. That was a little blunder on my end. So jumping back into the stage boss, we can see we easily managed to defeat them. With only 2 uses of minor slime skill, we pass right through them. So I'll just cut back real quick to see what stage we actually land on. But also while that's happening in the background, I will have that updated build guide most likely this weekend. It'll either be before or after I do that slime review of Rudolph, just to see how good they really are. So again, make sure you are subscribed for that. Now on that note, it looks like we only did gain 2 stages. The last stage boss I believe was just too strong to beat us. And just based on these stage boss battles, it does look like we desperately need more survivability. I definitely have enough damage, but not enough HP to face the new stage bosses. Obviously, by spamming the battles, I can probably slide a skill in and dodge a few attacks. That way I do survive through the match, as you just saw there. So trial and error is definitely a big factor when it comes to these battles, but again, I have an unoptimized build right now. The build I'm using right now is actually quite weak, so do stay tuned for that updated build guide that will come out shortly. Anyways, that was basically it for today's video. Not much to really cover right now. Stay tuned for those updated slime guides for Rudolph that is coming up. That way we're going to determine whether or not they are a slime you should get, or if you should pass if you're on a budget. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them down in the comment section below. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Zaf signing out.